Good Monday morning. Hope everybody had a great weekend. As I reported last week, was off to the Broker Owner Conference down in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, in fact. And then I took a few days and played around. So I'm just back in the office this morning. I've got a lot of details that we'll get out and programs and different things for the Broker Owner Conference that I learned. But probably the biggest thing as I kind of walked away from that is it reminded me, and you've heard me say this before if you've been with us a while, it's good to get out of town, away from your business, away from your desk and your clients that you're concentrating on, and kind of look at the bigger picture. Because as always, when I do that, it's always enlightening. Probably the biggest thing that I noticed is that everybody across the nation, and again at this Broker Manager Conference, it's an international conference, but most of the people from the U.S. and Canada, and they're seeing similar markets that we are as well. But what they've decided, just like we have, is okay. Well, we're not going to just sit around here and wait because next year it'll get better, or the next year it'll get better. The market is what the market is, and we're moving forward just like we are here locally in our offices with the way the market is. When it turns around and gets better, oh great, that will be wonderful, but we're certainly not going to wait and hang our hat on that. So that was interesting to look at. A couple specifics, a lot of talk about social media, which there was last time, and there will be next time, I'm sure. But it wasn't social media like, get on Facebook or Twitter or Foursquare and pound away about here's my new listing, that type of thing, which of course we've talked about. We don't recommend doing that unless you're on a business site on Facebook. But really just kind of mining for information, seeing that your client, whether it be from where I sit, where we might be recruiting real estate agents or retaining real estate agents, or where you sit, where you're looking to retain clients, get new clients, just get information about, oh, I see my client over on Elm Street went on vacation. Well, that's cool. I'm just going to send them a personal message, or maybe even drop them a handwritten note. They're saying, use social media to go back to traditional, write them a handwritten note, pick up the phone, give them a call or whatever. So you could also IM them or whatever on social media, but use that social media information to bring into regular mainstream conversations and that type of thing. And that isn't anything new, but it's a good refresher. There's a lot of good information you can get out there, not necessarily, oh, I see somebody's going to move, I'm going to pounce on them, but just their kid graduated from high school, their mother retired, whatever it may be. It's a good chance to touch bases with your clients that way. So that was one of the things. The other thing they reported on is that the new Remax.com, which I talked about a couple months ago, is coming out later this year. They kind of gave us a sneak preview. It's very nice and clean looking, kind of like the Google format. Very clean looking, and so that's being tested, and that'll roll out later this year. And then the biggest thing they probably talked about, well, not probably, definitely, was Remax #1. They've developed a new logo, which I believe went out to all of our agents last week from Dave Lineker, the co-founder of Remax. Remax #1, they're putting #1 in front of the Remax balloon for all the marketing things that they're going to be doing. And that's because all the different reports that are done have started to come in, and it shows Remax is #1 in closed volume across the nation. Remax is #1 in per agent volume. Our agents do more business across the nation and locally than any other real estate company. And then a big one is J.D. Powers. J.D. Powers is a big company. They rate everything from cars to real estate companies to cameras to blah, 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 blah. J.D. Powers for 2011, but based on 2010 results, Remax scored #1 in customer service, not only for buyers but also sellers, and that's a huge thing. So Remax is really pushing this #1 thing. We're going to start seeing that in a lot of the marketing, television ads, billboards, that type of thing. So that'll be a good shift. They're kind of proud of that, as we should be, and so they're going to be touting that a lot more. So here's what we got coming up this week. Tomorrow, the North meeting is back at Spring Hill Country Club. So breakfast is at 8:30, meetings at 9. The meeting topic should be a good one, actually, on credit repair, how to help your borrowers repair their credit. We've got a speaker coming in on that, so that should be excellent. We're hoping to get a 1-hour continuing education. I know I just talked to Christy, and they're working on getting that approved today so that we can offer that tomorrow. So again, North office is back at Spring Hill tomorrow. The business tip this week, one of the things that kept coming up, Remax talks a lot about having your elevator speech ready, and your elevator speech is if somebody comes up to you and visits with you at a cocktail party and says, how's the market, or blah, blah, blah about real estate, rather than fumbling around, have this little spiel that you're ready to tick off. The market's It depends whether you're buying or selling. If you're in a position where you're going to sell and buy another property, it's a great time because you can gain equity by doing that, and interest rates are super low, blah, 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 blah. Kind of have your spiel down. And it really hit home this weekend, or this last week when I was at the RE/MAX Broker Owner Conference in LA. We didn't have the whole hotel, but most of it, and so there were some regular folks that weren't RE/MAX in the hotel, and literally on the elevators, they would be asking, whether it's me or other broker owners, because we had our little name tags that said we were RE/MAX, well, how's the market? And it was funny because it was literally an elevator speech at that point, because most of the time we saw people in the elevator. But it's a good reminder, what do you tell people whether you're in the elevator, at the pool, at the kids' soccer games, when they say, how is real estate? Kind of think that through, and obviously you don't want this polished spiel, but what do you want to communicate? And to me, you want to communicate that, the market's good for some. It may not be perfect for everybody to do everything, but for certain things, there's a great opportunity. Investing in real estate, if you're a seller and you're going to move up in this market, it's an excellent time to do that type of thing. So, something to think about. Birthdays this week. Roberta Hopkins here in the Eugene office is having a birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Roberta. And Friday, Nikki Aguilar, who works with the Deb Bean team. She actually manages the Deb Bean team, as we all know, right, Deb? Nikki's birthday is Friday. And Howdy Cole is having another birthday, if he makes it. It's a ways away. It's Sunday, so happy birthday, Howdy, on Sunday. Talking point of the week, I don't have one. You come up with your one. That's the elevator speech, to make sure you've got that down as people come up. So that's what we got this week. Lots more coming out on the RE/MAX Broker Owner Conference, things that Judy and I learned, and we'll be in touch. Have a great week.